Hello, everybody, and welcome to Rotting Flesh Movie Reviews. I'm your host, Billy Pop. Today we're going to talk about a movie. I bought it in the Cannibal Massacre box set by Severn Films for $8 about 6 years ago. Uh, the movie's called Cannibal Terror. Now, I'm a huge fan of Cannibal Tribe movies. I've always loved Cannibal Holocaust, Cannibal Ferox. I've seen a few of the others. I don't really remember the names. Of course, I remember the big two. But Green Inferno by Eli Roth even kind of, I didn't really mind it. It was a little bit stupid, but there were parts of it that I thought were pretty cool. Anyway, so I'm a huge fan. Um, Cannibal Terror is a 1981 French cannibal exploitation film that was banned in Britain during the Video Nasties era. Video Nasties, the British people were like, Video Nasties. I always thought it sounded just hilarious. No offense to British people. Directed by Elaine Deroule, I can't say it, and starring Sylvia Solar. This movie made a sleazy name for itself in the cannibal genre back then. To add insult to injury about this movie, and we'll get into that, Spanish director Jess Franco was uncredited but co-wrote this thing. Cannibal Terror tells the really boring story of two criminals and some other people being slowly pursued by a tribe of cannibals in the jungle. I don't know. I've never seen spruce trees in the jungle before. Now, first of all, this movie opens with an even more vacation-y sounding version of Ba Ba Bumba. You know that song? Well, it sounds even jazzier and slower, and I don't know, it sounds like you're in Hawaii on vacation or something. So I'll just tell you now, the music was really annoying and was not meant for a horror movie at all. The directing here is not the worst, in the sense that there is some nice shots, but it's also cut with a bunch of stock footage. And there are some hard cuts here and terrible transitions. And I mean, just it almost feels like the music skips when the scenes jump cut sometimes. For the most part, it was a lot of walking and driving and a bunch of people pretending to be primitive. Yeah. Which brings me to the acting. Now, not all of it was bad, actually. Our two leads were actually pretty good. The acting wasn't the bad part. Really, the two problems were the terrible English dubbing, especially the woman's voice playing the little girl. Oof. The second is the casting of the cannibals. There was white, balding, uncle-looking ones. There was hippie ones with handlebar mustaches, and black ones, and Italian ones, and ones with Elvis sideburns. I mean, it was something else. Like, this tribe is like no tribe I've ever seen before. They looked more like cannibalistic hippies, like in a cult. If they would have done that with the story, it might have not been as funny. But at this point, it was just ridiculous. Like, they're running around in like tall grass and they're trying to make it out to be the jungle, and oh boy, it just looks like a bunch of people in costumes running around. It looks hilarious. The writing was like a needle in my dick. Okay, there was no fucking story at all, just screen filler mostly. If this film was cut down to a 20-minute short, they would have been onto something maybe. I don't know. Oh, and yeah, in the end, the cannibals are the real heroes. Who'd have guessed that? I don't know. They return. Well, watch the movie. I'm not gonna give away the ending. The sets are so bad in this. It's almost like they did like a like it's like they cut part of it in the jungle and part of it in like Alberta. It's just so weird. Or like even New Mexico, which I know it looks nothing like Alberta. Well, some parts of Alberta. Not where I am. So, the main reason to watch any cannibal movie is, of course, the effects. Now, this movie had one fairly effective effect. Huh. And that was at the first gore effect they did. It was actually pretty good and surprised me. There was one more that was passable later, but for the most part, it was pretty bad. It wasn't very smooth cuts. Just like I said, the cuts they chose were pretty terrible. To make up for that, I think they put a lot of nudity in it, but it was very uncalled for, and I always hate nudity just for the sake of nudity. I like there to be a plot device with it. Otherwise, it's just filler again. I actually didn't hate this movie. If I made this, I'd be embarrassed, but I think I'd be a little proud too. I mean, they showed a lot of creativity for how shitty of a script they had, and I think they tried, but the script either wasn't even there or it was very open to suggestions and no one had any. uh, it's one of those flicks where you could just chill with a friend, and laugh until you're bored within about 15 minutes. 3.5 out of 10. This could have been a porno. But thank you for listening. I'm Billy Pop, and I'm signing off. Goodbye.
That Midget production.